What's up? Okay, how's it going? Good morning if you just woke up. Good afternoon, whatever. Good evening. We're gonna do successful. So for our graveyard pulls here. I of course, make sure you have all your mana gems ready. Put on ice armor. I mean, get your little buff going. I started this at level. Make all your food and your water. I have double. I make my level 35 water just to chug and top me off, and then sparkling water if I need to. But you don't really need that much. Well, why don't I show my gear real quick for fun? So, I crafted this. It was pretty cheap to get the materials on the auction house actually nowadays, so I recommend crafting those. I got this to drop in here. Pretty cool, right? I just bought this recently. I crafted these gloves. Just bought this recently. It was like 4 or 5 gold. I got these pants to drop in here, and you want to do this quest as soon as you can, really, for the South Sea Mojo boots. It's the Sea Pirate South Sea Shakedown, where you go kill pirates, freebooters, dock workers, whatever, and you get those boots from doing that. I had these bracers before, which I got to drop in here. Pretty cool. I finished some quest that gave me this, but I was able to get also this belt to drop in here. Ta-da! And this belt, just one stat difference. Got this wand to drop, and of course, if you can't get this amazing robes of insight to drop, get the Dreamweave vest. Have it crafted. Pretty simple. And I got these gloves to drop too, but I like my gloves with the damage effects. And then I got this cane off the boss. I asked help from a level 60 once I finished clearing the graveyard, and my level 60 alt, who was more than happy to join in here, killed it. Took me 3 tries, and I finally got that to drop. And I got these 2 rings. I think I got one to drop somewhere. You can just buy it off the auction house if you want. Alright, so I started doing these at level 49. Level 48, 49. And my first couple pulls, which I recorded, my first couple pulls were terrible. So now we're going to go through a successful one. You can pretty much get through here. At this point, I like to make this little jump here, but if not, make sure you're doing your jump back and forth, because those guys will pull if you're low level. Keep jumping backwards and face backwards. I do it 2 times each per mob that I pull. Again, and assuming that that we are low level and we don't want to buy invisibility potions, you're gonna want to make that jump. Fail video already. Well, let's see how far we can actually run solo. Otherwise, I'm restarting this video. So, line that jump up. Definitely going to take a few practice tries. Get more to the left, as far to the left as you can on that. I think we're just going to make this. You could use an invisibility potion and go behind those bricks over there that I just clicked on. But, man, I didn't really feel like doing that too much. It's actually going to be pretty easy, I guess, to get there. Maybe. Double maybe. Shoot him with a cone of cold. And it wasn't too bad. I think if you're a male troll, you can't hide behind those bricks that I showed you. If you're, I think, any other class, you can pretty much just hide behind those bricks, and you'll be fine. And make sure that when you're mounted, you're facing backwards so that you don't get disorientated or demounted. And we made it, so I guess we're okay. Jump up here. I like to jump all the way up to the top as soon as I can, because I feel like combat drops quicker when I'm up here than it does if I stay downstairs. But either way. So Yeah, make sure you land that first jump. That's your first good hiding spot to drop aggro. And it wasn't too bad at level 49 at all. Of course, just getting used to how the pull works. We haven't even pulled yet. Getting here, getting used to getting here was really the toughest of it all. And then getting past, I watched a few more videos that recommended where to land and where to place my blizzards. And as soon as I watched the video on where to place my blizzard, everything was much better. So make sure you have ice armor on for this part still, and you just wait till the words come. And usually that first grave pulls. What's going on? Okay. When I walk close to the boss, that first grave pulls, and you hide behind this giant pot here and pray that you didn't roll mage as a troll male. Yeah, of course you're a mage. My mistake. Pray that you didn't roll a male troll, because once or twice I had these guys still reach me from there. It helps if you blink once you drop combat. Of course, get back to opening graves. It's pretty fun once you go through the it took me probably 3 or 4 failed attempts before I finally got good at it. And as soon as these guys get close, you have your Ice Barrier on and your Mana Shield on. You can just Frost Nova and blink through. I haven't had a single problem once I got used to the pull at all since. We could probably open a timer and see if it's faster to drop aggro when we're up here rather than not. But yeah, that was pretty. As soon as I got here, they pretty much ran away. I think it's because I just get too far away at that point. They give up early. But usually around 10 to 20 seconds left on my ice armor is when that happens. We'll try and grab that one. Same thing here. I'll probably just do a little Frost Nova. Go hide the spot. And now we can get up there and go pretty quick. So I've had definitely a bit of trouble while first learning to do this. Okay. They recommend making this jump here, which of course you don't need to do, but it's not like it changes anything. Don't go this way. This way stinks. When you're getting used to this, you can just jump and dive right into it and give it 2 good jumps. For me, that's how it works. I can give it 2 good jumps and I'm still here. Then all you need to do is make sure that you're not behind. You want to make sure you're not facing. Oh, this is fun. I guess I didn't fully drop aggro. Can they still come and get me? I guess they can. They're all mad. That's kind of new. Did I pull all of them too? Somehow it pulled them all perfectly? I didn't have to cast anything. What did I do to possibly aggro them so hard? They made them all mad. Huh, well, this is interesting because I can eat. Okay. I don't know. Is it the music that's freaking us out, or is it just. Or was that just freaky? Well, let me zoom in. I'm not used to being zoomed out so far. Either way, you can do 2 jumps at that one spot. Sometimes it helps to mount up here, but I'm fat and a troll, so it doesn't. I don't need to worry about it. You can go into it 2 jumps, and as long as you're facing your 3rd jump, will go to the proper spot properly. Can I get back up? Is this a bad idea? Yeah, I can get back up. Okay. Oh, that was scary. I just started to sweat. Anyways, so that was interesting. Maybe that's a new way to do it. You just go hide back there. But without, however, knowing how that happened, we'll just do it normal from here on out. I'm going to get high health. Sometimes I rebuff my Arcane Intellect, but I want my Mage Armor on for the pull. Even when I was level 48, 49, you put your mage armor on for this part. You're not gonna worry too much. One mana potion maybe. Just make sure you have your citrine or your jade ready to go, and you should be fine. If you do everything perfect, actually, I was not even using my evocation. If you do it all perfect, you don't even need to use your evocation. You're level 48, 49. And I went really fast to 54. I mean, super fast. So it was really great. All right, let's get this started. I guess I'm gonna put on my shields just in case. You never know. While this is getting started, they say to use your rank 1 flame strike for over here to open, but sometimes I just have to use. I just feel like I need to use my blizzard. If there's they say that there's a dead hero has a larger hitbox, so, or a fallen hero, whatever it's called. So frag zombie dead hero. Well, whatever his name is. He has a larger hitbox, so I end up using my rank 1 blizzard for that instead. If he's there, not a big difference. You're not going to notice any big difference from using rank 1 flame strike versus rank 1 blizzard here in terms of mana. So even at level 48 or so. So let's just redo this because I've been talking so much. But there's no dead hero here, so I'm just gonna let out my rank 1 flame strike. They say to jump across this, but you don't really have to. I've just gotten used to it. And you do 1 or 2. Make sure you're facing the right way. Do the third jump. You're fine. Now, they say to blink across here, but I like to just shoot that last guy in the distance over there and get this guy as well. Now everything should be kind of close, pouring up. And here it is. I'm just going to go back and forth a couple times to get everything around the corner. They only pull and come to you when you're on this ledge. See everything behind the wall stop there. So I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth a few times. I'll get a quick blizzard out to try and get them all up here. And just pray and be scared. And not let them get too close. And now everything should be good. And the whole room should be pulled. Except for that one guy in the distance. Can we shoot him from here? We can shoot him from here. Why don't we do that? And I just want that one guy to come. Yep, here he's coming now. Get that final guy in here. Nice and lined up. And I find that when I'm doing this with my rank 1 blizzard pre-pulling, kind of just trying to slow people here or shooting people in the courtyard, that I end up getting a free cast here and there. So I'll shoot a rank 8, whatever it is, rank 5. And you want to be landing your real blizzard here, right at that ledge, because you're going to see them right here. They're going to zip down and up. They're going to stay in your blizzard like 3 times as long by shooting at that one spot. So what I was saying before, by not needing to use my evocation, you just need to perfectly land that blizzard and only do it there. And you really won't need to use your evocation even at level 48, 49. So your first time, I mean, my first 2 times, I didn't even do the full courtyard. I pulled everything half courtyard first because I was too scared to even do the full courtyard. Right? I was way too scared to pull the full courtyard. So, and if I get clear casting, you want to move one step just to make sure that blizzard doesn't, the first hit goes through. And that was close, hey? You had one breakthrough. When you drop blizzard, you usually want to, if you're going to do 2 in a row, you want to like move a step so that your first blizzard drop doesn't get denied, doesn't not work. So I'm going to move a step again, and we'll see if I hit them all with this. So as well as me, let's see, my first time not worrying about pulling the full courtyard here. I guess I couldn't call it a graveyard, but my first time or two, I didn't worry about pulling that full courtyard, and I half pulled I did it twice. And as well, I'm not gonna worry about my loot. It's my first time. I'm still getting used to it. I gave it a second there, so I think my first one dropped. You could see it. And you can see if they die on this wall, you can't really loot them all. There's going to be a few that you can't reach up here. You can try and get close. I guess I got kind of lucky to get most of them. But your first time or two you're doing this, don't worry about where they die, where their placement's going to die. You're going to be overthinking it and messing up your pull, running out of mana, whatever it is, messing up your jump because you're thinking about oh my god, my loot. Is my loot are they going to die on the wall? Am I going to be able to reach the loot? Don't worry about reaching the loot. You're not here for loot, remember? You're here for the experience. You'll get loot, don't worry. So like I said, try not to shoot your blizzard here against this wall. You don't really need to. You saw me, I didn't even need to use Evocate. I didn't even go that low mana. As long as you are utilizing that one trick of doing it. Let's see. I jump here. Jump back, and I pretty much do my max range that I can from here without even taking a further step, and you hit everything. You can see them all dead in that. Just inside of my green circle there. Just inside. So usually your range from here, just taking that jump, will hit perfect. Once you do the jump, you shoot, and you can see them inside of my green range. So you're kind of hugging the wall here. The other thing that they say to do is you let these guys get pretty close to you, and then you go jump and start your evocation to make sure you maximize on it. You don't want to go too close. I mean, pretty much where these guys are dead. You know, once your blizzard cast that you put here starts to finish, and you finish the full 8 ticks of your blizzard cast, right? The mobs will pretty much still be slowed, and let them get it, quote unquote, as far as you can, which would be pretty much about here where they died, before they run out of their slow, and then jump across and do your evocation, and just hang out, go back and forth, right? You saw that what I like to do was I like to shoot a blizzard here at these guys to make sure I shoot a blizzard guy over here to make sure I pull these guys, and then I try to quickly jump back and forth a few times. The other thing that's tough about doing this is when you get to here, you're gonna quick drop your blizzard there, and they're pretty close when you do that, when you drop your blizzard close there. So make sure your Hearthstone is set the gadgets in, right? And get somebody to invite you, make an alt, log on to your alt, get an invite from somebody, stay in the group, and reset it that way. And you know, it's pretty quick and easy to go out and back and forth, utilizing that little debunk out of graveyard trick like that. It's actually really fun. It was super scary at first. I was terrified. You can see if I post this last video. In this last video, I was crying scared. I was like nervous and excited and scared, all in all three in one, which is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna try and show one more time, just because I'm, you know, what did I get? 8% experience there. I might even be able to do this until level 55 and just be fine, even though only half the mobs are giving me experience, because I'm too high at level 54 here. Yeah, you can see it right next to my name, so. But yeah, and then one of the biggest things when you go back in, make sure you put your ice armor back on. I've ran into that once or twice where I started charging through the dungeon, and just as I started to pull some of the mobs on my way, I realized I didn't have my ice armor on, and it was going to be a scary run to the graveyard, not just a normal Easy, quick breeze. So get your ice armor back on. Buff up. You can usually make it past this group, right? And cut in. Even if you're like 47-ish, you should be able to make that. Try and make this jump. Get used to making that jump. Otherwise, when these guys pull, just do your jump back and forth. Your jump back to make sure you don't get dismounted. I do it 2 times because they're, what is it, the lay range? I don't remember the right word. The something range. When you're moving and you get to the left there, perfect. And you can make this jump. The layover. What is it when you're strafing and moving? Yeah, so I'll jump back and forth twice when I have mobs on me attacking me. Usually, this safe spot you don't even need to worry about. You can go over here to these bricks, and you're good. But I'm a male troll, and I think my hitbox is too large. I think male trolls are the only ones that have too large a hitbox, maybe. If you go to this area over here, casters will still be able to hit you because I'm too tall. I'm just, you know, I'm not that tall in real life, but in game I'm too tall, which is great, but it's not. You know, you'd think I'd be happy and excited to be too tall in game, but for once in my life, I mean. And you're usually going to pull these guys. There's no way to really get around it when you're level 46, so just make sure you're still jumping back and forth. This is just a jump back and forth game here, and until you get the coast is clear. I'll hug right to hug that wall to pull those 2 guys instead of taking that group on the left of that pack of 3. And because also those 2 guys on the wall are casters, and they're not going to usually attack me. You still by now should have your duration on your ice barrier and mana shield up anyways. So those casters, you'll probably take 1 shot or 2 shots from them, and then your ice barrier will go and your mana shield will be done. And you'll still be alive. And I just keep jumping back and forth. I usually sometimes get to here where I'm at like 20% health. I try to dismount before I get up here. It usually just helps me get my jump down. And then, hey, what's up? Here we are. We made it to the spot, baby. All right. I'm gonna wait till my food and my water can be eaten. Of course, I'm full health. I made it fine, so I don't have to eat or anything. Make sure your ice armor is on here as well. I did mess this up one time too. I switched to my mage armor early, and that was not a good idea because one of these guys is gonna come from my back and hit me. And he just hit me, and now he's slowed, thank gosh. And I'm safe. And I stopped my auto attack, so just hit escape. Or, I mean, I have my auto attack on my bar, so I can off-click it there. Sometimes if you're still like in auto attack dance, they will come and attack you, but we're safe. We're looking good. I'll re-put on my little shields. I'm high enough level, I don't have to worry about that blue square guy too much, really, I don't think, right? Well, we're going to go back to the safe spot anyways. And usually here I get close to, alright, I got to use my Frost Nova. Let's use the Frost Nova. I'll get my blink, and I can get back pretty easy without it being too scary. Turn off my auto attack. Everything's going good. I don't even need my ice block on my cold snap, but maybe one day I'll need to use it, and I'll be happy that I have them. Some people might need to use a cold snap for that at the end there. But I've been pretty safe not using it at all. I've never used cold snap for a... I try and sneak and get in over here for this guy, but it's a little bit dangerous if it pulls two, 3 guys, because you obviously pull that grave a little bit earlier than the rest. So you just have to keep in mind there could be that one guy coming at you right now. And get another Frost Nova going, and you're all safe. Everything's good. And like I said before, I'll start my jump up early, because I like to do that. And I think I should drop combat. There we go. Combat is dropped. It doesn't look like they're running around like that last time, which was exciting to have happen and see, because I didn't know you could do that. Put on my mage armor. I'm also going to get my arcane intellect back up because my buff is about to run out. If you have scrolls, you know, now could be a good time to use it. I have a lot of extra of these. And I don't think I'm ever going to remember to use these again, so I might as well get rid of them. And let's use my level 35 water. We haven't used this. Well, maybe we've used a level 45 water. I don't know. Is it 45? Who knows? Get my ice barrier, my mana shield. I'll use my 35 water, get the top off. I don't see a dead hero. We should be fine. Get that level rank 1 flame strike going. And then let's head to the spot. Like I said, it makes it a little bit easier to make that jump. You'll jump into this wall 1, 2, and then make sure you're facing the right direction. For the third jump, go around. I make sure I'm dead center, perfect running. Shoot my blizzard in the distance there on those guys. I'll try and reach these guys with my blizzard as well. Get up here, quickly drop this blizzard. That was quick. I got that off nice and quick, so I don't have to worry about moving anywhere. And pretty much everybody is, except for this guy. What? These 4 guys never made it. Alright, I'm going to wait a minute for these guys to pull around. Or did I not shoot them well enough? And there's still guys at the door? That makes me sad. Let's see, how well can I do this? Well, let me get these guys to come up here first. To make sure these guys in the back are here. Okay, those guys in the back are now here. Let's get these guys all iced up. Most of those guys are iced up. Now that most of those guys are iced up, I'll try and do this. And now, since I want them to come all the way around, I'm putting this blizzard here. Luckily, this blizzard hits everybody. Sometimes it doesn't. There's those 4 guys! And we'll go back and forth really quick a few times, just to make sure those guys have come. It looks like they did. And now I can start my right at the edge there. You can see the mobs. They're going to go into the wall, come over a few steps, and then go back a few feet, and then come onto the wall and start running at me. I'm going to wait till they get just at a certain spot, because you can see my range still lands right from there. So they're going to start getting hit at the top there. So they're really going to be stuck in my blizzard for a long time if I only place it here. So that's really what I am looking to do here, is to make sure that just as they get, the last one gets right where my mouse is, and he's at the good spot right now. Then I'll jump back, and I'll try and get it a little bit early, maybe like 1 second. Yeah, there it is, perfect. So you're getting them all in there. These are your max rank, and I'm just waiting for my clear casting maybe to come out of nowhere and give me some free mana. Again, I'm going to wait till they get right past that shadow. They're all looking like they're good. And then quickly try and drop this again. Like so, you know what to do at this point. It's just shoot a bunch of blizzards down at the right, at the right spot. I'm going to wait till they get right where that shadow is pretty much. They're basically there by the time I finish jumping. And then some of them take this path too, which I like it when they do that because they hit my blizzard even earlier. And we'll just keep running to the jump rotation on the wall here. Once they get near the shadow, they're pretty much there. Same thing. Kind of give yourself some time. That way you're not freaking out the whole time. So I'd even wait a little bit longer before I start my blizzard cast. So once that last guy gets to that shadow pretty much, yeah, he's there now. That's when I'll kind of maximize on my blizzards. And they start to get extra slow once they get, I don't know, under 20% or under 25 or something like that. So it starts to get pretty easy. And at this point, they're all pretty slow. Ooh, that was pretty close that I didn't think about. I didn't think that was going to be that close. Which of that last guy gets that shadow. My mage armor bring me back that mana I want. Kind of get it perfect in place. They're all pretty slowed now. And now I should be pretty good. Get my one step before I recast. Hit tab a bunch to make sure they're all dead. They're all dead. And there it is. It's pretty fun. So we went 9% to 13%. What's that? What's 13 minus 9? Anybody? 13 minus 9? That's a bunch of loot. That's all that is. What was that? 4%? Less than 5? You try and get close to the wall here. Try and get as close as possible and then strafe a little bit. And sometimes they're still too far away like that. Like I said, when you're doing this your first few times, don't worry about making that last. Don't worry about making the kill blow perfect and pretty. Right? To make this perfect, that last run, I was at 0 mana. Right? I could have jumped back over. Now that they're all super slow. Right? Once I finish my cast here. Wait, let's make it realistic simulation. Once I finish my cast here, my second to last one, I would have jumped back, done my evocation. Right, or you could use the mana gem depending on how you're feeling, right? And at that point, I would have jumped back, and I would have waited until they got right up to this ridge, and they started that little blip that they do. Right, the first one kind of starts to do the juggle blip. That's when I drop my blizzard, and finish my super kill, my kill phase, my actual kill phase, where they actually, the last round of blizzard. But yeah, it was so scary at first, but I really try to do everything as basic as possible, not buying any potions. I get my buddy to invite me, and then I have him uninvite me. Took 3 seconds. I noticed that you don't even have to wait that much time at all. Why don't we check our loot so the game doesn't know that we looked. I'm not even going to open my bags. So yeah, you end up making I just opened my bags. What did you? The one time that I got the purple to drop, I never opened my bags after my first run. Went back to base like this, came back, did my full pull, and that's when I opened my bag after I finished the full pull, and that's when I had my purple in it. So superstitious, call me superstitious then. But that's how I got that purple chest piece, which I like a lot because it has this, reduces the cost of my next mana spell within 10 seconds, about to 500 mana. It has a bunch of intellect on it too, way more than this Dreamweave by 10, 11 actually. So that's a nice 100 extra, even though I'm dropping those 18 spell damage. The intellect is actually 16 intellect higher. Because this Dreamweave vest only has 9 intellect. And the one that I'm wearing has 25. So yeah, I went for it. At the beginning, I was making 2 gold. That was 2 runs. We made 6 gold. And I was not getting any greens at the start. It took me 3 or 4 runs in to finally get some green gear. You can see even with the green gear that I got, it wasn't that much. But it's quick. It's quick. You end up doing 4 or 5 gold per, and because you're going so fast. I went from roughly 30 or 40 gold all the way to 210, 209. So it's not too terrible. The amount of gold that I'm making, at least. But it is definitely slow in terms of how fast you thought this was going to get you gold. The amount of gold that I thought I was going to have by now, I thought I was going to be in the zillions. But yeah, just a 200. Which isn't bad. Star Ruby, do I keep this? Why not? We'll save this for a rainy day. Bring out my Star Psych. Let's sell that Star Ruby. There we go. I'll do one more for fun. Just because I enjoy it so much. But yeah, at this point, at level 54, you can see it's pretty slow. I really wanted to do these pulls at level 54 to show you how much experience there is, rather than showing you at 48, 50, 59, I mean 51, 52, 53. The experience is great. Level 52, level 53, no, level 53, I was getting 11% experience per, and it's still much faster than all the travel it takes me, you know, to go and do the quests over here in, what is this, Feralis, and where else at 51. Oh, and then do the travel all the way over to, you know, Burning Steppes and Searing Gorge, right? And then even just the 2 or 3 quests that are over here at level 50 as well for some experience. And then finally you have Hinterlands, right? Which, you know, has some more quests as well. Right in that level range of 49, 50, 51. So because of all that travel time, that's what, 3 or 4 different zones I just pointed out. If you're okay with doing all the travel, it probably comes out to maybe double the amount of time. I think it would take me 4 to 8 hours to pretty much get done when I got done. I think it would take maybe 12 to 15 to go through all that traveling. So yeah, we reset Zul'Farrak. I still have my scrolls. Make sure you pop on your ice armor before going in, instead of messing it up like I do all the time. I must have messed it up like 4 or 5 times. Hug right here. Try and split just down the middle. Hug a little bit more right as best you can. And if you can make that jump right there, you'll pretty much not pull as much from that one pack. And then, like I said, the leeway. Leeway, that's it, not lay. The leeway. I do 2 jumps for that leeway. Of course, you can jump up here like I showed you previously. Do not jump on these pots. It will dismount you. That was fun to find out randomly by mistake when I was trying to just hug the wall from that one patrol guy that you just saw me run past. Looks like I didn't pull those guys. But I try to stay towards the middle or hug right a little bit here so that I don't pull those 3 packs. And you do your double jump, double look back behind you. I try and clear that pot. Sometimes when I... Ooh, what? Yeah. Sometimes when I clear that pot, I don't pull those guys. Huh, yeah. Sure, guy. Is that how it works? Well, yeah, sometimes I clear that pot and I don't pull those 2 guys for some reason. So, but this time, of course, I did. And we have... What's this guy's name? Thelka? Usually he pulls on me too, which he's fun because he's a little bit higher level, just being 46. So I say a little bit higher level. Everything else is 45. And then I like to dismount before I get to the spot because it makes my jump easier here to get to the safe spot. And yeah, it's a lot smoother once you know all these tricks. I mean, the main trick that's super smooth is landing my blizzard in that spot where you saw. I don't land my blizzard anywhere else because if I shoot my blizzard anywhere else, it seems that even if I shoot my blizzard along that wall, along that mountain range, some people get through it. If I shoot my blizzard right up there or over here, some people get through it. There's only 1 or 2 ticks that happen for each person, to each mob, I mean, and it's not as smooth. You'll end up doing your evocation. You'll end up using a mana gem, maybe even a potion on top of all that, which is kind of, it's not annoying, but it just takes longer. And like I said, make sure you're turning off your auto attack or hitting escape to make sure that if you're a male troll, at least turn it off. Make sure you do. If you're anything else, I think that your hitbox is smaller. You don't have to worry too much about it. Now that aggro's been dropped, I'll come out and pull the rest of the graves on this side. And then you get ready for your Nova jump. Potentially. Did I pull that last one here? Oh yeah, I did. And just don't get hit from behind and disoriented before jumping up here, of course. And turn off your auto attack. Sometimes if they're really close, they stay here for a while. And I definitely make sure I turn my auto attack off as well if they get stuck like right here. Which now it's getting close to Halloween. Sometimes it's scary. Especially at 3 in the morning, you know, you get oh, zombies. I'm kind of scared. Didn't we pull this grave? Did anybody pop out? Nothing popped out. Any loot? Yeah, I got some loot. And then you just can finish off the rest of the graves, which are pretty easy to do from here. You don't really have to worry about any novaing at all at this point. Turn off your auto attack, all that normal stuff. And I hear there's a sunken temple mage pull I can do, and it looks pretty simple. It looked like it was pretty quick. And as well as the same thing of me getting through the first 4 or 5 wipes that I did. I don't even know if you could call it a wipe, just because it's just me and not a whole team. Nobody wiped, it's just I died. But once I got through the first 4 or 5 times that I died here, testing everything and getting through the right spot and getting used to it, it was phenomenal. It was easy. I felt a lot more comfortable, right? So I definitely think the same thing is going to happen at Sunken Temple. And I forgot to put my mage armor on. Why don't we do that now? Do my third jump. Come around here. You know how I like to do it. Broken English style. And try and get all these in my little one. And then do the scariest thing in the world, which is to make this quick. And stay here. Does everybody make it through? Nobody's going to make it through. We're doing okay. I try and wait as long as possible so that they're breaking out of my blizzard and running a little bit, and then I run back. And I can usually get another blizzard out, and I get my clear casting when I did it. And it looks like everybody's here. And now they're all pretty grouped up. And I have my clear casting, so I'm going to drop this early. And you're good to go. It's all cheese from here. Like I said, finish your blizzard cast, jump back, wait for them to hit that shadow. Don't need to worry about anything on the wall. If anybody does get through, just be cool. Just be cool. Use your Frost Nova. In the early goings, I was pulling this Shadow Hunter, and I was pulling a mage as well. A Shadow Mage? Shadow Priest? Witch Doctor. Which was super scary until I learned I could just polymorph those guys. You can't polymorph these guys. And the Healing Ward doesn't work for any of these zombies. Or the Dead Hero. But the Witch Doctor can cast a Flash Heal, or whatever type his heal is, a Healing Wave. I forget what it is. He can cast a heal on one of the mobs. So make sure that you definitely polymorph a Shadow Hunter. If you see a Witch Doctor, just don't worry about it, because the Witch Doctor is still going to attack melee. The Shadow Hunter is going to be attacking ranged with a bow, and you don't want that. So polymorph the Shadow Hunter, and if you see a Witch Doctor, just go to the end. And once you go to the end, the best bet for me was to use because at that point I had done Evocation, and I had used a Mana Gem if I really needed to. Once you get to the end with the Witch Doctor, you can polymorph the Witch Doctor and finish off the fallen hero or the zombie, whoever is still alive. Like I said, the Witch Doctor will cast a heal on somebody. So it'll be the Witch Doctor and somebody usually that's still alive at the very end. Polymorph that Witch Doctor really quick, just one last time. Finish off that zombie or that fallen hero. I like to put on my ice armor. Ice barrier, and I just jump back and forth, and I use my arcane missiles to finish them off. It's pretty much your arcane missiles will not get interrupted when you have your ice barrier on. So, and as you can see, it's pretty cheap. It's 410 mana, and it'll do 1,000 damage. Wait, okay, 5 ticks of 117 damage. What's that? So 600 damage, I'll just say, roughly, for 400 mana. Whereas your Frostbolt you'll be doing probably 3 or 4 casts for that same amount of damage. So I like to go arcane missiles. I think that... Yeah, I have a higher rank. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Rank 6. And again, once they get this slow, you're going to wait till they start to blip over the edge, because they're all pretty much going to die just as you shoot these. Yeah, there goes a few of them. And then at that point, I'll back up and use one last blizzard if they're not all dead. But yeah. At this point, if you're a mage, you're level 47. This is requires level 42, this cane. So, even if you're 42, once you finish, get a friend nearby, you know. You have a level 60 on your alt account. Use your level 60 on your alt account. Killing this Witch Doctor is pretty easy. You just have to make sure that you kill his ward that he puts down. Because it's when it's just you and somebody else, level 60, the ward that he puts down can summon more zombies, and that just gets annoying for level 60. The only time you're really going to have a problem taking care of this boss right here, is when... First off, you get surrounded by too many zombies from his Vexing Cane, or whatever his cane is that does the... His totem, not his cane. You just gotta kill his totem. And then the only other time, too, that you're gonna have problems is with the rare. And, I was still able to kill them both with my 60 warrior. And he's really basic gear. He's not even full Molten Core geared. He just has level 60 bis with some honor gear. So, rank 10 honor gear, not the good stuff. And yeah, like I said, we went from 14%, we went from 13% to 18%. So, not that much experience once we're level 54 here. But I'm still getting some, and it's still going pretty quick. And the loot isn't terrible. We're getting 3 to 6 gold per run on this. And of course, like I said, once you drop your blizzard down over here and you get used to it, you're not even using your evocation. You're not even going to use your mana gems. Even when I was level 51, 49, 49, 50, 51, I wouldn't. If I was landing it perfect like I showed you now, and I was only dropping my rank, my highest rank blizzard over here in the good spot, I wasn't evocating and I wasn't using mana gems. I did use my robes every now and then, but it's still a 15-minute cooldown, so it wasn't that. Wasn't that often I was dropping my robe. Using that bow. So yeah, just make sure you're landing that blizzard in that proper spot, and it'll be pretty sweet. All right, this is the full in-depth video. I'm now gonna just end stream and restart stream and do one quick. So why don't we get there first? Make sure you reset instances. Oof, did I have that problem once or twice, which was annoying. Getting to the graveyard and having all the graves gone because you forgot to reset is always the worst. So yeah, after this, I'm really thinking I'm going to go to... What am I going to do? What was my plan? You could do Ashara. There's like 3 quests here. Right? There's also the Mage quest, so you might as well. Why not? Right? There's also Feralis that has 48 quests that you can easily get done. Some of them are 45. You can still get some experience from getting those quests done in Feralis. You probably have no problem with the quests and just get to them quick. But you know how slow leveling is with a mage. I like to do my Ice Barrier, Frostbolt, Arcane Missiles, every mob. and then that's usually how I kill them all. But it still goes quite slow because you're still drinking a lot of mana back every time. Whether you're doing 3 or 4 frost bolts in a row, or you're doing that arcane missiles trick, you're still plowing through mana a little bit. But I'm really gonna go Ungoro. Do the quest there. They're pretty easy. Level 51, level 53 for most of those quests. Right? Does it show the quest level on the side here? Yeah, it does. So yeah, 54, 52 to 55 is the quest range in Ungoro, which is going to be pretty easy now that I'm level 54 and this quests are still up. Usually by this time at 54, 55, you've done the quest in Ungoro already, and you have nowhere, you're like, ah, crap, where do I go for quests and experience now? So I'm going to be doing Ungoro, and then I'll be going to Felwood. For these quests, just kind of getting up a little bit of experience. Like I said, I might pop into Ashara here to just get this mage quest done. And these 2 quests, there's like one quest that is here it is. These two are easy, like kill quests, and then that's it. You're done with quests there. Usually this area is pretty populated with people just like clearing these mobs that are terrible, but and so I hate going here. But the Fallen Hero, Fall from Grace, you get this quest chain. I would do this at level 58, 59, and you'll probably go, if you start the quest at level 59 just in, you'll probably get to level 60 by the time you finish the quest chain. But you're gonna need some pals. You're gonna need 2 or 3 people with you to finish that, and if not, to get the final quest done, you'll probably need a full party, or at least 2 60s with you to get that done. And then I don't even think I'm going to go to Searing Gorge for these quests. I mean, I could if you really want to, but again, killing stuff with the mage, like I said, it kind of takes some time just because you're eating and drinking so much. And they are lower level quests now. So I'll probably end up going Ungoro, Felwood, to Western Plaguelands, and potentially at that point to Eastern Plaguelands. I want to be around 58 when I start doing my Sunken Temple pulls, just because it's kind of be my first time. I want to be like at least 57, I think, before I start doing my Sunken Temple pulls. So I'm probably going to try and get to 57-ish from Ungoro, Felwood, Western Plaguelands, Eastern Plaguelands, and maybe hit Ashara on the way to my Felwood. I'll go Ungoro, Ashara, Felwood, Western Plaguelands, Eastern Plaguelands, maybe go to winter, spring. But we'll see. We'll see how far I get with that before I'm like, all right, I just need to go to Sunken Temple and start. And then, of course, as well, buy those Magister's Bindings. The gloves for Magister Bindings, they are 50 gold right now on my server. Dream Scythe, oof, what is not good with that? That is not good. I mean, I just made 200 gold, but I don't feel like dropping 50 gold on these gloves that Magisters, that's all you type, /W, magic missile. Here are the gloves. They are, in comparison, they're great for stamina. The reason why I really want these is because they're good for, they have the stamina, they have the spirit, and they have the intellect. So maybe when I'm 60, I'll try and get them. Just because, and again, 21 intellect, I mean, that's great. And with this one as well, 15 intellect, and it still has a little bit of stamina and a little bit of spirit. That's awesome. So, I think I'm just going to try and go really basic with this guy and get all my Magister stuff. And then do the Solithus quests to upgrade the gloves and upgrade my set to the next Sorceress. The Sorceress set. Which is going to give, like 1 or 2% hit chance on your gear. Maybe like 3% spell crit. And then just a bunch of bonus magic effects. And, basically super Dreamweave gloves. And that'll be that. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. before I start doing like Mardon pulls and stuff like that for boosting people and boosting my alts. Oh, heck yeah. Alright, Margaret. You guys gonna pull heavy to my next stream? What a perfect time to say hi. But yeah, I'm gonna end stream and then restart stream again. Just to do one pull real quick. I'm gonna try and explain everything all in one session really fast, and then I'll probably just stream for a little bit after that. If you're still a hero, Dune, that'd be great, or Margaret. So, alright, thanks if you guys watch this. This is the long version. I think this is the 40-minute, 50-minute version of the 1 hour long explanation of ZF Graveyard. But alright, I'm trying to make a quick one now after this. We'll see how fast.